Hey, remember when this game was all about solving a murder? Nah, me neither. Let's get back to looking into this Scooby-Doo-ass ghost mystery and trying to buy a church for some clubbers. That's clearly the goal of this game. Honestly, who's to say the murder is the real goal of this game, alright? Like, this game can be whatever you want it to be. I'm just living my life as... and I just happen to be a policeman who happens to be on a murder case, you know what I mean? Smells like leather and sweat. Yeah, me too. Me too. I've just got out of the shower, actually, so I shouldn't smell of sweat for once.
On the floor. The colour has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
You know, I think this guy might be able to do this. I mean, I know I haven't given him the best physical stats in the world. But, you know, he's a on-duty police officer. He's only slipped into this alcoholic state in the last, like, few months. I think he might be in pretty good physical shape for this sort of thing.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety.
So the weights can just slip off. Is that what we're saying here?
Why does it feel so familiar?
3%. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
Naturally, I don't really care about safety hazards.
No one does until they get smashed under the barbell.
Lift it.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form.
Look, I knew for certain that was going to happen, but there was that 1 in 33 glimmer that I could have come off really cool here. Oh, well, whatever.
See? See? This place is cursed.
Fuck you, you stupid barbell. Morale damage as well.
Never my favorite either.
The lieutenant is obviously handling you.
At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
Yeah, okay. Worn out wall bears. You know, those bears in the wall. They look unsafe. You know, as bears tend to be. The poster says Citius Fortis. The rest is worn off. Oh, we can give this to the Bool people. We got a Bool for them. They'll be so happy. Assuming I don't die in here, that is. We'll see how it goes. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. God, it's a little bit dark, isn't it? A little bit spooky. My tab button doesn't appear to be working. I don't know if that's because there's nothing to interact with, or because my vision is too limited to see anything I can interact with. Don't look like there's anything over here. I guess we'll go this way. Aha! Aha! Things! Things and shit. Get over there. Get up in it. Bit of cash. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow colour. Yeah, that's what you want to be finding in a spooky old abandoned place that is supposedly full of evil spirits. But where are the clothes it used to display? Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. Oh, it's a fucking machine.
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Is this the office for the radio game company or whatever it was that the woman worked for?
Another radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind? This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Oh, sorry, I was getting too excited about my torch. Do you think I should turn it on?
It's your call. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
Alright, turn it on.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Press play.
Nothing happens. Something's missing. There's no tape in the player.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
This is where the memory should go.
The lieutenant notes, observing the machine. Alright, so it's not up and running. I guess maybe we'll find the bits for it in here somewhere if we're observant enough.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
And there's a big drawing of an elf or some shit. Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
That's neat.
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Interesting. Wasn't expecting the fantasy, presumably game world, to be so heavily influenced by supremacy and racist propaganda.
The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
I mean, Welkin are clearly just elves, right? And I would assume Dweorg are dwarves and Holdor are orcs or something, I don't know. Clearly just fantasy analogues.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
One of them's a Welkin supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
How about the photos?
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Interesting. Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
It's like a production schedule then, right? The game, presumably.
Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant nods at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Have a look at the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, "Heat Death of the Universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Okay. I was kind of hoping to get some more details on what exactly happened, and why the game was the game's files were lost. Right, that was the issue. A bit more detail on all that, but floorboards creak. That's cool. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. If you say so. I was just trying to click to move, honestly, mate. Oh, what's this?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Knock on it.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Well, I wasn't about to die from punching a door. You can't make me.
If this is really an entrance to the chimney, then there must be a furnace somewhere as well. Maybe there's another way to get in.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things?
I can try.
Thanks. In any case, there's no way we can get in right now. Let's investigate further.
I kind of want to do it again, but I will refrain. I am starting to actually run low on resources at this point. Okay, so we need to find another way into the old chimbley. Oh, wait, there was a thing. Can't even see the UI. It's that dark. Does someone live here? I don't know. Does someone live here? I can't see shit right now. Does anything exist here? Is this just the void of space? Who knows? I guess we go back downstairs. I don't know if there was any more to see in other directions. Been through this door? I don't think I have, right? Also doesn't look like there's anything in there though. And then we're back out. Okay, I'm definitely missing something in here. I wish this torch was like actually useful. It would really help. This is nothing. I know there's some weird antlers or some shit there, but... And a bird! Another bird for... Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Another bird for my friend at the whirling. Garson? No, that's the guy from Beauty and the Beast. Gar... Gar... I'll just call him Gar from now on. It's an affectionate pet name. See a chair.
Yes?
Nothing. I can't see shit. It does seem like there's nothing else up here, but how can there be nothing else up here? How can that be true? It simply cannot. Oh!
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
I don't actually see what we're looking at here.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kedran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
So what am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Interesting.
They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
So was this like Dungeons and Dragons over the radio? Is that what we're getting here? The fact that there was like a Game Master frequency and then you sort of play along sort of thing? Wait, who's the Game Master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
Ah, so it was a call-in game. I didn't know if it was like a passive thing where like, I don't know, somehow the world was outlined by the Game Master and then you can do, you do things just like from your own home. I don't know, trying to get my head around how this game worked, this radio game, but I guess, yeah, it's a call-in thing where you like play a D&D one-shot over the radio, I guess. Pretty crazy.
A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
Also, if it is like just a sort of tabletop, what's the word I'm looking for? Role-playing sort of world-building experience, as opposed to like a hard programmed game, you know, like for example Disco Elysium. How could they lose it? I mean, I guess they could lose the planning, but it seems weird that there was like data loss, right, and everything went away. But surely it's all like, it's not something you could just lose. It's all in someone's head somewhere. You still have the Game Master or whatever. I don't know. I don't understand.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Mm-hmm. The cost of airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
What say you?
What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's obvious. This is what remains of Suna's radio game studio, Fortress Accident.
Yes, I got that. What I meant was, what were they trying to achieve with this damn game? What were their ambitions? Because this here looks rather advanced.
This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
I don't know. I'm not an artist.
Okay, well, I think...
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Oh, so like there wasn't a human DM. It was like you call in and it's not like on air. You just like talk to a robot who dungeon masters for you. That's a really cool concept, actually.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
And this was a role-playing game.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Huh. Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. I like these options. Just become game developers, fuck it. Why not? They were insane if they thought they could do this.
Yes, especially in here.
The lieutenant looks around at the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor in front of your feet.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Believe me, I fucking love to keep moving, but I don't know where to keep moving to. Just gonna drop an old point in something. Let's get the perception up to 5, I think. That seems smart. Right. So yeah, we have now. Maybe if we go upstairs now, something will be different. Possibly. Hello.
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes.
It sure does. I'm sure there's nothing up here. Very limited in space here. Can't seem to go very far afield. We were looking for a fridge, right? Unless I was completely misunderstanding what I was told. There's like something stored in refrigeration somewhere. I'm not seeing anything like that anywhere. Production schedule filament memory. What was Cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand, its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the site reads production schedule. Note, this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Oh, doesn't that all kind of fit together quite nicely? Let's just hippity hop around here. No, interact with it, you can do it. I believe in you, Harry.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Insert schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play again.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
It's her again.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password for the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Will do.
Really? She just used the same password?
The lieutenant seems almost disappointed to discover that.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
That's all for now, thanks.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering.
And I'm pressing print.
Casting with a quiet determination, the printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
Read the printout.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
You know, I've just had my second cup of coffee of the day. I'm not usually a big caffeine guy. I kind of weaned myself off that years ago. But I've now had 2 cups of coffee, several cups of tea between those, and I'm still fucking knackered, man. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Just woke up too early for a Sunday. I think that's probably all it is. What was the question? I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy yawning. The first few pages have the overview of the capital and workforce. The rest of it seems to be a production schedule. Okay, well, let's read about the capital. I want to know about money.
In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Riyal, but then came the delays. Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 Riyal, with only half of the game finished.
Yeah, that sounds like game development. Gosh, where did they get all this money?
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
That's not a word I've heard before, is it? Familiar with this one. Read about the workforce. Who worked here? How long?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations.
How do we know that? Does it say that on the manifest?
Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
Yeah, why did a radio game need so many artists?
It didn't.
It didn't need so many concept artists.
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skipped work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules.
I feel called out right now.
One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Not because I'm a writer or anyone talented at all, but just because I have a extremely unprofessional sleep schedule. There we go. That's the word I was fishing for there. Skim the production schedule, whatever that is.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
Because of the concept artists?
Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers, with their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches.
They're really calling out... I mean, presumably this game had quite a team of writers, and this is a sort of tongue-in-cheek jab at themselves, but Jesus Christ, this is really going hard on the writers.
It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million Real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't.
So they were done in by their own ambition.
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
The what?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Suliswaf Jalisa, decided that what Whirl Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
That's just... Do these people not know what scope is? Jesus Christ. That's some insane shit. Who were these people?
The world had never seen their kind before, and might never again.
So how many heads were there?
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
And this designer, their idea was signed off on? Like, they literally went, oh yeah, we're going to need 10,000 voice actors and 10,000 full characters designed and written for, and we're going to need the funding for that. So how many combinations could you make out of that?
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Yeah, how bad could it be, right? Continue. Oh, it keeps going. It keeps going. Keep going. More numbers. More static, more numbers. This is what I love. God, I love numbers.
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest.
Keep going. I believe there's an end.
What if it broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Just let the numbers wash over you. Oh, we're just into zeros now.
And that's it.
Okay, so that's what did them in.
Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
That must be the anomaly sooner mentioned in the church log.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the World Untethered project was being compiled that day.
And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air.
When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
What? They lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it?
Always read the terms of service. And let's face it, they didn't have any money left for illegal action.
But wasn't there a copy of the game, like a backup?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
Right, and that's why it was all Suna's fault, I get it. So what does it say?
S. Luukinen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
It's not very convincing, is it?
Her former colleagues would agree with you.
Is there anything else from this lead programmer?
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Let's have a read.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye. Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street sign next to the church said.
Tear off the printout and throw it away.
Tiles on the cube are still smouldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Let's take the production schedule with
The
us.
filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Interesting.
Wasteland of reality.
Look what I did. Finally.
Congrats, you're sober. It will take a while for your body to remember how to metabolize anything that isn't sugar from alcohol. So you're going to be pretty ravenous soon. Eat plenty. You can expect your coordination and balance to improve in a couple of weeks. In 2 months, you might start sleeping like a normal person. Full recovery will take years, though. It'll be depressing, and it'll be boring. Don't expect any further rewards or hand claps. This is how normal people are all the time.
And what do I get? Ooh. A lot of negatives. A lot of negatives. That's a shame. But, you know, it's a positive step in the right direction for our boy, so, you know. I'm proud of him. He's doing real good. Where the fuck is this? Is this fridge with the backup then? What are we looking for? And why didn't Suna take it with her? That's the real question. In the first place, I mean, she was clearly the last one here. She knew where the backup was stored, that which it was anyway. That's what we're here for, right? I'm not just being a fucking idiot. Find the giant ice bear fridge in the doomed commercial area. The filament memory. Huh. Is that the thing we've got? Filament memory with an off-site copy from our old workplace. Filament memory. That's the production schedule filament memory. Is that the right one, or do we need a different... I feel like that wasn't the right one though, right? That was just the production schedule. I don't know if we've got the right thing or not. I can't tell if the thing we looted was an ice bear fridge or not. Kinda hard to... I don't know what an ice bear fridge is, for that matter. To be fair, it didn't really look like there was anything else we could do in here. We've kind of been everywhere else. I guess I'll check upstairs one last time to see if anything's going on here.
As before.
Nope. Nope. I guess that must be the thing we needed. I guess. The quest log hasn't like updated to tell me to go back to her, but I don't think that this game does that, to be honest. I think it just tells you that you have an objective to do and you're sort of left to your own devices to get it done. I haven't run into the demon, the creature living in here, so I guess that mystery's going to have to remain unsolved for now. I guess we'll go back to Suna and bring the thing we found and hope it's the right thing.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us.
She shakes her head.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
That's all I can say for now, book peddler. I'll be on my merry way now, book peddler. Oh, I really hope I found the right thing. All that matters is I found something, right? I found something. The same address the lead programmer of Fortress Accident was looking for. It's a very apt name, really, wasn't it? Calling it Fortress Accident. Hello?
Yes, what is it?
About that off-site copy you asked me to bring.
Yes?
Is this the filament you're looking for?
No. That's the production schedule. I don't need it. The right filament memory has off-site copy written on silver tape.
See, I thought it was the wrong one. I was fairly confident I had the right one, but I couldn't work out where the right one was. Okay, so what's an off-site copy and why do you need
It's a
it?
backup of my former employer's project. The
Except,
radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
she points at the glowing cube inside the machine.
She's making it extra simple for you.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on site?
Oh god, not this again. It is not on-site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Then why did it get wiped?
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear?
She stares at you with pleading, furious eyes.
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
Alright, I'll go look for the off-site
Thanks.
copy again. I'll leave you to work in peace now. She specifically said the basement. That's a clue to go on. That means we're looking to go downstairs. It probably said that in the logs as well, in the production log, but I obviously was not paying enough attention at that particular junction. So yeah, we need to go back in there and we need to try and find a way down. The problem with trying to find a way down, of course, is that it's pitch black, and I clicked pretty much every pixel of the screen and didn't find any means of doing so. But I've clearly missed something in there. I've clearly missed something. There's more things to look at now. Oh, it's also just a lot lighter in here now. Was the game just fucking bugging out before and not working properly? It kind of feels like it was, right? Like, I feel like I can see a hell of a lot more than I could previously. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Look at all this I can interact with now. This place is way better. It's improved like 50-fold. Steel rotor blades bearing a Slipstream logo. Skis with Slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. There's a fucking door there. I couldn't, of course I wasn't going to be able to see that in the world of pitch black void, was I? Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. The fuck are we now? Oh, I guess that's what an ice bear fridge looks like. The fuck, man? Why is it? It's just a bear. It's a bear with a
You
fridge
see
in its crotch.
A terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
Not ominous at all.
The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? This must be the giant ice bear fridge that Suna mentioned. Look inside.
Crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
She used to sleep here with this big fucking taxidermied bear with glowing eyes just across the room from her. That's terrifying, man.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim, it's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
Okay.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. But where's the filament memory? It's not here.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. They tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
I can't see the off-site copy anywhere.
Someone must have taken it. What does the note say?
Let's find out. What does the note say? Hopefully nothing like what the fox says, because I can't be dealing with that right now.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read it.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker would be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Guess we'll have a look then. What else we got in here? Bunch of shit. Fuck yeah. How exciting. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. Is this an ice cream maker? Is this what an ice cream maker looks like?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
So you're saying it's not an ice cream maker?
Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Alright. Doesn't seem important, but we'll bear it in mind. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. Well, it's in there then, isn't it? Oh no, I think there's another one around the corner. Fair enough. A flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Dope. Get to that in just a second. This place is big. Frozen ice cream maker that's still running.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Well, can't do that. Can't do that one. It's outside my meager capabilities.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Unplug the giant red cable.
An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Unplug the black cable.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Very smart. Opening the lid should be much easier after the ice cream maker has defrosted.
I know, I'm a genius. You don't have to tell me. I figured that one out because I'm such a genius. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. A little bit of money down here. A little bit of cash. All for me. A cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Oh, we're underneath the... Yeah, we're in that little grating bit underneath the bookshop now. That's pretty cool. What was over here then? There we go, he did it. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Oh, okay. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Big old hidden room full of guns, huh? Alright.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Hey, look, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Okay, I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles, Kim.
Are these any good?
Inspector.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
This one looks nice.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
That was odd. Is it not a Belle Margrave anymore? It kind of looks like one. Could the murder weapon be could the murder weapon we're looking for be similar?
It's the same type of weapon, yes. A breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find something so similar. But I'm afraid our search for the real murder weapon must continue.
So what does this mean? A rifle here?
It means there are firearms, breech loaders, still lying around in Martinez. This could prove useful in our case against Ruby, for Titus. Men are easily swayed by the sight of a rifle.
You're right.
He likes this find.
I like it too. Suddenly feel a lot more powerful. I think I understand what the whichever amendment the Americans are always going on about. First, fifth, I don't know, one of them. What that's all about. Yeah, the sheer power of holding a rifle in your hands and knowing you're the most dangerous man on the street. And we're going to go around and shoot up some bad guys next time. But in the meantime, I'll see you.